Well, good day, tubes. As if I was Bill's T-Max, I would be doing this. I figured I would show you this. It's too much to pass up. Obviously, I've removed, I would call it the port cover. It's not called that, but that's a Terminator reference. As you can see there, you get the windshield washer, sorry, the windshield wiper motor and assembly, which is good. That means I can replace this if I want to. This is actually the second time I've had this cover open, but this is the first time I've removed this guy. Now this acts as a vent because, believe it or not, on the Jeep TJ it has compartment air or recirculation. Now that right down there, that's the fan that spins and gives you your, well, it's basically your blower motor. As you can see, there's some crud in there I'm trying to get out, but it's very windy today and I'm not really working. It's not really working out, I should say. But this is a good thing to do if you're a Wrangler owner, this for any generation, because in here, like right down there, it's not clogged, which is good. And sorry for the wind, but this can actually build up with a whole bunch of gook and shit, and your shit won't drain properly. Yeah, I'm all about using technical terminology here. Your Jeep won't drain properly, and that's how water ends up in the cab in a lot of cases. Also, a lot of times this seal is not good, but if you look, I just took this off, and this is actually, I think, a replacement seal because it's made out of a sponge material that could stand to be replaced. I'm not going to do that right now. I could if I want to. But it looks pretty solid to me. I'm going to clean it up a little bit and stick this thing back on there. But I figured I would show you guys that, you know, you can actually do this. I'm going to leave my phone right here. Hopefully it doesn't fall into the chasm here. Let's put this on top of it. Will this work? Nope. How about why I can? Nope. How about this? Alright, now I'm going to go into the cabin and I'm going to turn the knob to recirculation air and see what happens. And there you go. It actually moves. With a pretty good seal, I might add. I'm not going to push down on this and ruin it, but it looks like it's a pretty solid seal. So I'll go open it. There you go. Open again. So yeah, I'm gonna try and get some of this shit out of here, and I'll be right back. Okay, now it should be noted that even with the Jeep off, the blower motor won't spin, but if you turn the knobs to control, you know, vent position like dash, defrost, floor, or passenger, this door will always open and close, and it always changes position. I don't know if it's an actuator or if it's from the switch or whatever. It might be a design flaw, who knows, but it will always do it. So anyway, let's go around here real quick. As you can see, it might rain, so I need to hurry this up. I picked a bad time to do it, but I only got one day off a weekend. I was lazy earlier this morning. So over here we have, you know, the wiper control, which this is pretty solid. So when your wipers move, it's probably just the wiper, but it's not this. Pretty solid. By the way, you have to remove 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 screws up top, and 2 screws in the front, and then 1 in the center in order to get this off. And you won't be able to see them. I'm not going to show you, but if you open up the hood, the rubber seal here, yeah, they're behind the rubber seal. So don't be fooled into prying this cover off, thinking that it's jammed. You're going to break everything here. There are 2 screws in the front that you do need to remove. Okay? And I couldn't resist, for those of you that are curious on how the wipers work, it's not like it's an articulating arm that goes back and forth. It's literally like a steam engine. See? And that in turn turns both of the windshield wipers. I thought that was pretty cool. I didn't even know that. I thought it was just a wiper that motor that goes back and forth all the time. That's actually pretty efficient if you think about it. I sprayed a little bit of WD-40 on there. I figured I would grease the system. I know it's not the appropriate stuff to use, but I'm sure it's better than nothing. So yeah, I thought that was pretty cool. You know, and it's got a pretty good friggin' torque to it. Anyway, I gotta get going here. The rain's gonna wash me out here. So yeah, important things to remember. Clean out your guts in there, or your gook. Check the seal on that if you have leaks, and it's just a good thing to do anyway. And I guess if you really wanted to, you could put a filter in there for air. It's a Jeep, why would you do that? But whatever. And of course, when you take this panel off, there are 6 screws up top and 2 down here behind the rubber, and then of course the center one right there. Okay? See you guys.
Minor note here, this is the bitchiest part of this job, is putting this plate back on and getting the rubber seals on the outside on both sides when you're working by yourself. Yeah, it sucks, but don't forget, it doesn't go over it, it goes behind the metal. Okay? Easy way to remember that is you can't see the screws when you're trying to take it off. See ya.